And a very good afternoon once again, everyone, as we welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke, Zach Roseman on the other microphone, as well as manning the camera here as we have arrived to game number 3 of this 36th annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Game number 1 went to O'Fallon, a 54-50 win over Altoff, and then game number 2 went to the new kids on the block, Mundelein, the Mustangs, taking care of Granite City by a score of 53-36. So we already have 2 games set for tomorrow. Excuse me. Lunch was good. Cafe Agape does a great job. O'Fallon and Mundelein will play in the winner's bracket tomorrow at 9 a.m., while on the consolation side of the bracket, Altoff will be taking on Granite City. And Zach Roseman, a couple of games that we thought was going to be won by the teams who won. We just didn't think it was going to be that way to get there.
Yeah, the O'Fallon-Altoff game especially, I think myself and a lot of other people figured that O'Fallon would win that game pretty comfortably. And for the Mundelein Granite City in terms of margins was, Mundelein won by 17 points or whatever, but, it felt like a decent game. And
Granite City held their own for a while. That brings us to game number 3, this game between Belleville East and Decatur MacArthur. For Belleville East, this is their 32nd year in this tournament. They are 63-42 coming in, and they were champs twice in previous years, back in the 2005 and the 2010 season. For Decatur MacArthur, they have won this tournament one time and one time only, and they were the very first winners of this tournament. Back in 1984, they beat Collinsville 57-51. So just like Collinsville, Decatur MacArthur, this is their 36th year in this tournament, and the Generals come in with a record of 59-58 in this tournament. Both of these teams last year, Belleville East and Decatur MacArthur, went 2-2 in the tournament. Belleville East finished in 6th place, while Decatur MacArthur finished in 9th place. As
switch that.
Yeah, well, 7th place was actually the finish for Belleville East. They lost the 6th place game to Quincy, 46-32, and then Decatur MacArthur beat Edwardsville 64-52 to pick up the 8th place trophy. So coming into this game, Belleville East averaging 60.6 points per game, while Decatur MacArthur is averaging 59.5. So just 1 point separates the two on the offensive side of the thing, but it's the defensive side that is really going to probably help out the Belleville East Lancers, as they're giving up only 44.3 points per game, while MacArthur are giving up 62.7 points per game. That's a lot.
Yes, that is. But I think that number for Belleville East, though, in terms of points against, has been weighted a bit. They had some very, very big wins in their Thanksgiving tournament out in Centralia. I believe they beat a team like 100-16 or something like that. But they've done fairly well, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, Jeff Creek, he's the head coach of Belleville East. He is in his 3rd season. He is 28-40 now. Belleville East this year is 5-4. They are 1-3 in Southwestern Conference action, and they are in 6th place in their conference. For the Generals of MacArthur High School, they are 3-5 this year overall, and they play in the Central State 8 Conference, and they are 2-2. Back in just a moment on the Kahoks Sports Network.
The Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshibid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
Todd Duke back with you. Zach Roseman here as well as we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Here are your starting lineups. We'll begin with the visitors. They are the Generals from MacArthur High School in Decatur. You will find Jabreen Anderson, a 6-foot sophomore. Deion Jackson, a 5'11 senior. Ryan Bartley, a 6'4" junior. A.J. Lawson, a 6'4" senior. And Quay Smith, a 6-foot junior. For the Belleville East Lancers, they will trot out Braxton Stacker. The 6'4" sophomore is on fire this year. We'll fill in some numbers in a moment. Ryan Stevenson also on the floor for the Lancers. He is a 6'3" junior. Ethan Brown, a 6'1" junior. Jordan Pickett, a 6'1" freshman, brother of the Javon Pickett era. And do what?
Eric Livingston is starting for MacArthur.
You know what? Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
MacArthur's got their things all jumbled up, man. Eric Wade is the last of the starting five for the Belleville East Lancers. And Eric Wade leads his team in rebounds with 41 this year. He's averaging 4.6 per game. Ethan Brown is leading in the points per game mark with 14.5 for the Belleville East Lancers. He has 116 points. And he is also the leader from beyond the three-point arc. 78.6 from three-point land, hitting 11 of 14. That is an awesome percentage there. And then the aforementioned Braxton Stacker, the 6'4" sophomore, 109 points on the year, averaging 12.1 per game. And he's also a 66% free throw shooter. And he's also chipped in with 34 rebounds, just a few behind the team leader, Eric Wade. We do not have any stats for Decatur MacArthur, and just to let everybody know, I reached out to all the coaches that are not from this area to ask them to send me some stats for their team, and I think I got 2 responses. So there are going to be a few teams here that I do not have any stats for. Obviously, these teams outside of St. Louis don't use the STLtoday.com website, so my backup plan is Max Preps. If they're not on Max Preps, I don't know what to tell you. I can't get any stats from anywhere else. So bear with us here as we go along for Decatur MacArthur. We had the roster that was in the program that they hand out here, but apparently it was all wrong because number 1 was Jabreen Anderson, and it turns out he's going to be wearing number 23. The guy who was wearing 23, Zahir Rogers, isn't even here today. So I guess we'll all figure this out as we go along. Belleville East, they are dressed in the white uniforms. They have East across the fronts of their jerseys, and their numbers and letters are in blue. The Decatur MacArthur Generals are the team dressed in gray, trimmed in a little bit of blue, and they have the word MacArthur written across the fronts of their jerseys. We are underway in game number 3 of this first day of this Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament, and the Lancers start off with it on offense, and right off the bat, a little pop shot coming off of the hands of Ethan Brown. That didn't hit the mark, and a turnover by MacArthur after they handled the rebound, but they couldn't handle the ball afterwards. And now at the free throw line, Brown moves in and can't get the shot off because he is fouled. And we'll see if they call that one on the floor or they call it, and they're going to call it a shot. And that one's going to go against.
Oh, they are going to call it on the floor.
They're going to call it against Eric Livingston, who wasn't originally scheduled to start, but now he is.
Yes, Ethan Brown.
Excuse me.
Transfer from Althoff. Was one of the Crusaders' better players next year. Decided to transfer for whatever reason. Is now a member of the Belleville East Lancers.
Speaking of the Lancers, they have the ball, and here is Brown. He'll dump it off to Stevenson. Stevenson can't hit that jump shot. We remain scoreless, almost a minute in. MacArthur Generals bring the ball up court. Here is Ryan Bartley. Bartley shoves the ball all the way across the court, and a shot taken, but won't fall in for Smith. And the rebound belongs to the Lancers, so we'll still wait for our first score. Here is Braxton Stacker, and a whistle will stop that action. This one's going to go against Deion Jackson, the 5'11 senior. Will pick up his first, team second. And the inbound pass will come in from Jordan Pickett, the 6'1" freshman.
The Jordan Pickett, the younger brother, I believe,
of Javon.
Who is doing pretty well for himself at the University of Missouri.
Yes, he is. Beat the Illini in the bragging rights game, and he helped out with a couple of key three-point shots in that game. Here are the Generals as they take the ball away, and there's a Belleville East rebound, and the Lancers bring it up. Here is Pickett. Pickett shoves it up ahead for Stacker. Stacker into the paint, but that ball is knocked away by A.J. Lawson, and then a whistle ensues afterwards.
I think they called the travel.
6:21 to play here in this first quarter. Still no score. Inbound pass will come in from Ethan Brown. Brown bounces it in and still can't get our first basket. Rebound belongs to Belleville East. And putting it back up and in was Eric Wade. Got his own rebound. Put it back up, and Belleville East has the first points of this game. 2-0 lead, and the Generals throw the ball away, much to the chagrin of Ron Ingram. He's in his 6th year, and he has a record of 100 wins and 60 losses. Inbound pass will come in all the way down at the other end of the court, and no backcourt pressure being put on, so Ethan Brown will bring it up across the timeline. Number 3 met by number 3, Jaheim Campbell for MacArthur. A little alley-oop, but nothing doing on the shot afterwards, and then we have a foul, and this one's going to go either against Campbell or Livingston. And it'll go against Campbell. It'll be his first, team third. To the free throw line goes Braxton Stacker. Stacker, 66% free throw shooter on the year, and the first one's no good.
Yeah, Braxton Stacker was a pretty big contributor for the Lancers last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, last year as a
freshman,
yeah. I called his name a bunch in this tournament last year. And he hits the second one, so a 3-0 lead for the Lancers. Here is Jaheim Campbell for the MacArthur Generals. Takes it up to the top of the key. 5:45 left to play here in this opening quarter. Over here onto the wing for Bartley. Bartley dribbles and drives. Free throw line, takes the shot. MacArthur can't get on the board yet. And the rebound belongs to the Generals. They put it back, but it won't go in. And now we have a whistle. And this one's going to go against the Lancers for their first foul of the game.
I believe, yeah, they're going to call it on Stacker. And the Generals will bring in
Smith is going to come back into the game.
All right.
He'll take the place of Campbell.
And Smith will trigger the inbound.
5:32 left here in this first quarter, and the Generals looking for their first points. And into the paint they go, and the first points belong to Eric Livingston. 3-2, and a three-point shot. That one's good. Boy, that one barely even tickled the net. That's how good that one was. Off of the hands of Ethan Brown. And down at the other end of the court, whistle, and back the other way we go after the MacArthur Generals put the ball out of bounds. Inbound pass comes in once again. No backcourt pressure being put on by the Generals thus far. Here is Brown. Brown dumps it off into the corner to Pickett. Pickett, hands all up into the face, no call there. And he gets the ball over to Wade. And Wade gets it back over to Brown. Another three-point shot. That one scoops right out of there. Rebound belongs to the Lancers. They put it back, but it won't fall in for Stevenson. And another rebound for the Lancers. Back to the midcourt stripe we go for Ethan Brown.
I thought Stevenson traveled. I guess the refs said he didn't have control.
That ball was knocked out by the Generals, but Lancers keep their hands on it. Here is Pickett. Pickett. All the way out front. Into the paint he goes. Takes the shot. Foul is called. No bucket. And the foul is going to go against Jackson. Jackson will pick up his second.
That is the second on him. Fourth for the Generals.
Back to the free throw line. Braxton Stacker. He just went 1 of 2 from there a moment ago. 6-2 in favor of Belleville East. 4:28 left to play here in this opening quarter. Another point for Stacker.
And
he'll be back up for another one. Next one on the way, also through. Lancers out in front 8-2. Both teams went 2-2 last year, trying to better their efforts this year. Here are the Generals. They bring it up quick fashion, and Lawson's shot won't fall. Rebound belongs to the Lancers. Lancers bring it back up. Here is Pickett. Pickett from in front of the free throw line uses a bit of the glass to bank that one in, and we're going to have a timeout called by Ron Ingram, and the Decatur MacArthurs want to settle things down and talk about things for a minute. So we'll step aside as well. Back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 10-2. Our score between Belleville East and MacArthur High School out of Decatur. And the Generals of MacArthur High School, wouldn't you know, a school named after a general, they'd be called the Generals, right? Why not? Cutting through all kinds of people, but losing control of the ball was Campbell, but a whistle. And we'll give the ball back to the Generals.
foul.
Eric Wade, the 6'3 senior.
Muck it up and good for
A.J. Lawson. And that one's poked out of bounds and stays with the Lancers. Ivy into the game. Bryson, 6'1" junior.
That's another name I remember from last year for this Belleville East team.
Here come the Lancers, and a kick out to Pickett. Pickett out to the top of the key. 3:35 left to play here in this first quarter. 10-4 in favor of Belleville East. Pickett in front of the Generals bench. Brings it all around to the front. No look pass into the corner, and that is Bryson Ivy. Ivy, the junior, dribbles, drives into the perimeter, kicks it back out for Pickett. Pickett brings it into the left-hand corner, and on the left wing leaves it for Ivy. Ivy dribbles his way out, has a little bit of help on a nice little screen by Wade. Now a pass into the corner and in front of the Generals bench to Pickett. Pickett gets out of there. Free throw line, pulls up, takes a shot. Can't get it to fall. Rebound, that belongs to Wade. He puts it back up, still won't go in. He gets another tip-in try, still won't fall. And then the Lancers run into each other, and afterwards a whistle.
Foul be called, I believe, on Bryson Ivy. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, Ivy will pick up his first. His first, team's third. Inbound pass comes in to A.J. Lawson. Lawson swings it over here to Quay Smith. Smith across the line, back it goes to Lawson. Lawson will hand the ball off to Campbell. Campbell back near the midcourt stripe with 2:35 to go. One-arm shovel pass over to Bartley. Bartley rolls it, and a whistle will stop play.
Another foul on
Fouls
Ivy.
are coming fast and furious, aren't they? Ivy will pick up two in succession.
Number 2.
Tondre Woodland will check into the game, the 6' senior for Decatur MacArthur.
Stevenson, number
Okay.
2 for East.
Okay.
There we go. Nice lob play.
6'3" junior Stevenson is. Sometimes I look at the wrong side of the paper. That'll happen. Here comes Pickett, or excuse me, that is Brown. And Brown gets hacked and shoved and hip checked by Eric Livingston. Livingston will pick up his second. Inbound pass will come in from Jordan Pickett into the backcourt for Ethan Brown. And a little 8-foot jump shot. Hits the mark for Ethan Brown. 12-6 is our score. Lancers have the lead. With the ball, the Generals. Here is Lawson. Lawson shoves it all the way up and underneath the basket. Reverse layup won't fall in. Rebound falls right down into the hands of Eric Wade. Wade brings it back up, gives it to Pickett. Pickett. Oh, a no-look pass right off of the head of Ethan Brown. He was the one that wasn't looking. And it comes into the hands of the MacArthur Generals, and I believe that Pickett will be called for a foul at the other end of the court. That's what you call a no-look pass when the other guy's not looking, right? No, wait a minute. It's supposed to be the other guy who throws the ball isn't looking.
Yeah, the foul will be on Ethan Brown, and we'll have Mr. Livingston at the line.
Each team now has 5 fouls, and Livingston hits his first one. That makes it 12-7. Zion Thomas, the 5'8" senior, into the game for the Lancers. Back at the free throw line. Who is this again? Smith? Smith hits both. Not sure. I've got so many scratch out on the Decatur MacArthur side because of all the jersey number changes. I had everything in numerical order. Now it's all out of whack. Lancers in the backcourt. Too long.
That was
fast.
Yeah. I was like, that was one of the quieter 10-second calls I've ever seen. They just sort of sat back there in like a three-quarter court zone press, and East didn't really get the ball up.
Here is Campbell to Bartley up underneath the basket for shot and a goal.
But jump ball.
Jump ball. A.J. Lawson couldn't finish it in time.
Went up, got blocked, and came straight back down.
So MacArthur will keep it, and they will inbound. And they'll do so. And just took a little bit longer for Lawson to get his 2 points. And that makes it a 12-10 game. And the Lancers are in the backcourt once again. They bounce it across. Does Zion Thomas, and a shot that was way off. And the rebound belongs to the Generals. They bring it up and dump it off up underneath, and Smith, has tied this game up at 12. How about that? Lancers had a 12-6 lead. That has since evaporated. Here are the Lancers, and here is Pickett. He'll fire it over to Thomas. Zion Thomas over on the far side, being poke-checked over there by Campbell, but he gets around it, and no-look pass underneath, and then off the glass. It rolls across the rim. Wouldn't fall in for Ryan Stevenson, but Stevenson will go to the free throw line.
Foul will be on Omarion Slaw.
Well, Omarion Slaw to the free throw line. Ryan Stevenson, 12 of 14 from the free throw stripe this year, and now 12 of 15. Marlon Stacker checks into the game. The older brother of Braxton, I'm assuming. Not too many people around this world named Stacker. Next shot, that one's good for Stevenson. 13-12. Lancers with the lead. Well, I got to tell you, we've had 3 close games at the beginning here, haven't we? And a whistle, a travel. That one's one of those adding insult to injuries. Man, I was already on the ground trying to pick up the ball, says Marquise Cunningham. Then you're going to call me for a travel? 21.3 seconds to go here in this first quarter. 13-12. Lancers with the lead. Lancers with the ball. Here is Ethan Brown as the team from Belleville East looks to play for the last shot. That's a travel. So now it'll be the Generals who will try for the last shot, maybe to give themselves a lead for the first time in this game.
So 11 seconds left.
Now inbound right at the end of the scorer's bench here in front of our Prairie Farms representative that's handing us our stats in between each half.
Appreciate the work that he's been doing.
Inbound pass comes into Jaheim Campbell. Campbell and company move it up, and a steal, and the referee got ran into by Stevenson.
But jump ball, I believe, is what was called. So possession Belleville East.
Huh. So the Lancers will have last crack at it here.
One of the
back into the game is Slaw. He didn't stay out very long. So with 4.2 seconds left, the Lancers will try to score a bucket at the end here, and ball on the ground, and another whistle stops the clock with 1.4 left, and this one's going to be a foul.
And if that's on MacArthur, then
that'll be number 7.
And that's on
1-and-1 time. Jaheim Campbell.
And that was
his second. 7th team foul, so 1-and-1 time for Ethan Brown, and Ethan Brown, a 63% free throw shooter on the year. And he'll stay for a bonus.
See the Lincoln Rail Splitters have arrived.
Their Christmas uniforms.
Well, and they're more green than red.
They are forest green. Oh, they probably got the red underneath. Oh, at the buzzer. That was almost in there on a shot by Ryan Stevenson at the buzzer, but that's the way that the first quarter comes to a close with the Lancers up by a score of 15-12, and we are back with quarter number 2 in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahoks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahoks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes that bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Todd Duke, Zach Roseman back with you here from the 36th annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Another 8 minutes on the board. Quarter number 2 getting ready to get underway as the Lancers have a 3-point lead, 15-12 at the end of one quarter. A little back and forth game as the Lancers got off to the big lead. Decatur MacArthur took them almost half the quarter to score their first bucket of the game, but they went on a little bit of a run in the middle of that first quarter and got close, and that's where we are right now. Here are the Generals in front of the Lancers, in front of the Lancers bench. Outside it goes, and a shovel pass by Bartley, and now a loose ball picked up by Braxton Stacker. He comes up, loses control of the ball, and loses control of his body, and out of bounds. Last touch they're going to say by the Generals, though. And Belleville East will keep the ball.
Sort of a kind of an interesting start. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the. Oh, nice save.
Yeah, that was a nice save, and ran over the referee in the process. Now a loose ball. It's going to be picked up by Belleville East, but they don't want it either. So it goes all the way back down in front of their bench, and then we're going to have a foul called, and that one is going to go against Marquise Cunningham. That'll be the 8th foul for the Generals. They're piling up quick.
That's his first.
At the free throw line will be Zion Thomas. Thomas trying to add on to his team's lead, and he will not. Rebound. That belongs to MacArthur. They send the ball up. That was almost a throw out of bounds. Nice job by Cunningham to keep it. Cunningham puts on a spin move in the lane, and he gets fouled as he's going up, so he will head to the free throw line. And this one, I believe, is going to go against Ethan Brown. Nope, we're going to call it against Marlon Stacker. His first, team 6th. Marquise Cunningham hits the rim.
And we have 3 Lancers coming in.
Wholesale player changes going on here. 5, 12, and 30. Jordan Pickett, ZJ Hamilton. And I think Eric Wade came back into the game, 20, not 30.
And
basket made by Cunningham, gets his team to within 2 now. And the Lancers will inbound far into the court, and it'll be Ryan Stevenson who inbounds to Ethan Brown. Stevenson gets the ball back. Brown pulls up short of the timeline, throws it across to Pickett. Pickett on the left wing, gets double teamed and throws the ball up at the free throw line, picked up there by Hamilton. Hamilton in front of the scorer's bench picks up his dribble. He's double teamed and a timeout called. Telling you what, Coach Creek got that timeout called just in time because that was going to be real close to being a whistle. We will step aside for just a moment as well. Back in a few here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
The 36th Annual Collinsville Holiday Classic is brought to you by farmer-owned and locally produced Prairie Farms. Did you know that over 20 scientific studies support the benefits of recovering from strenuous exercise with quality protein and nutrients found in chocolate milk? Train like an athlete, recover like a champion with Prairie Farms chocolate milk. For more information, go to prairiefarms.com. Back to action, a little fadeaway jumper there off of the hands of Ryan Stevenson, wouldn't fall. And back the other way we go now. 6:36 left to play here in this first half. 15-13 in favor of the Lancers. And a shot by the Generals misses the mark, and the rebound ends up out of bounds. And the Lancers will get to inbound once again. And it'll be Z.J. Hamilton who will take care of the inbound honors. 2-point game, 15-13 in favor of the Lancers. Right now, anyone's game. Here comes Ethan Brown. Brown across the timeline with a pass to Pickett. He'll just pull into left perimeter, take the shot, and nail it. Jordan Pickett gives his team a little breathing room as the Lancers are up by 4. And here comes Smith. He'll drive through the lane, and boy, this game is filled with a lot of whistles, isn't it?
Yeah. Foul in this instance will be on Ethan Brown. That's his second.
7th team foul for the Lancers. Generals have 8. Back into the game is Braxton Stacker. He'll take the place of Ethan Brown at the free throw line. It'll be Quas Smith. First shot on the way, and that's the only shot he'll get. No good. Rebound handled by Eric Wade for Belleville East. Lancers bring the ball up. Here is Stacker. Braxton over to Jordan Pickett. Pickett lost control of the ball. Then it bounces off of Pickett once again as he's trying to run for it and nailed the referee in the chin.
Yeah, that should be MacArthur ball. That went off of Ivy's forehead. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Well, you got it right. Referee from the far side of the court in front of the scores cable came over to make sure they got the call right. They do. Inbound pass comes in to Smith. Smith brings the ball up court. 5:50 to play here in this first half. Over into the corner. Here comes a three-point shot. That one rattles but won't fall off of the hands of Ryan Bartley. Rebound belongs to Belleville East, and here is Jordan Pickett. Pickett moves it across the timeline himself and then gives it up to Stacker. Stacker in front of the bench, gives it back to Pickett into the corner. Shot a little bit long. Rebound belongs to Lancers. They bring it up and back down twice is good for Eric Wade. And now it's a 19-13 game, 6-point lead for the Lancers. Here is Quas Smith for the Generals. Brings it back out to the midcourt stripe, almost in front of the Indian head circle. Now underneath the basket. Get that out of here. Hamilton blocked that one, but somehow MacArthur gets it back, but the referee says it's a kicked ball, and that will stop the action.
Substitution for MacArthur as I think that's Livingston.
Eric Livingston comes back in. 5:03 to play here in this first half. That is picked off. Here is Stacker for Pickett, and a give and go. Ooh, man.
And I think they're going to get Livingston with a foul, saying he kind of pushed that player the Belleville East player down.
Well,
That's his
third, team ninth to the free throw line. Z.J. Hamilton, the 6-foot junior. And he can't hit it. Rebound falls down into the hands of A.J. Lawson for Decatur MacArthur, and driving the baseline, but not able to get a shot off is Ryan Bartley. He got stuffed. And then a step out of bounds by Bryson Ivy. I think we have had more whistles in this game than we have people in this building right now.
That's not too much of an exaggeration. It's just sort of.
It was an exaggeration for effect.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of whistles in this game. No flow to it yet at all.
Just sort of. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of. Refs are. I think if you're a fan, I think you would say that the refs are a little too whistle happy for the style of these two teams.
Oh, there's a rebound and a putback by Smith. It's been a while since MacArthur has had a 2-point field goal. They get one there and climb back to within 4. 4:20 left to play here in this first half. Lancers trying to get the ball across the line. They do so with Stacker. He gets double teamed, and that works out in the favor of Smith. For the Generals, dumps it off, and fingertip roll wouldn't fall for Campbell.
But we have a foul.
And Campbell will go to the line to try to get to the hard way.
Fouls on number Hamilton.
ZJ. To the free throw line is Jaheim Campbell. Trying to get his team within a couple of more, and he will wait a little longer. Another try coming up here for the 6-foot senior from Decatur, Jaheim Campbell. He'll hit that one. 3-point game, 4 minutes to go here in quarter number 2.
Okay. I think there's an error on the scoreboard, but I don't know.
Stacker up underneath, and Bryson Ivy's pass ended up going off of one of the MacArthur Generals players and out of bounds, so Hamilton will inbound.
I think they wanted I think that's Tiandre Woodland to take off a bracelet or something like that.
And a shot from the corner, skips over the rim, a rebound. That was a nice job not stepping out of bounds there by Bryson Ivy, but he couldn't finish with the play. There's a football-style pass all the way down off the glass, no good for Smith. One of the Lancers was back to get that ball, and they bring it back up real quick to the Lancers. Here is Hamilton, dumps it off. Good play for Eric Wade. And we got a little bit of a flow now. 21-16, Belleville East with the lead. 3:20 left to play here in this second quarter. With the ball is Smith for the Generals. Smith back at the purple Indian head, the Collinsville Kahawk logo. Now Smith will try for 3. That's a little long, and the rebound is kept. Oh, there's going to be a foul. That's going to go against Ryan Bartley as he kind of.
No, that's against Pickett. Pickett jumped on it.
Excuse me, I looked at the wrong 5. Jordan Pickett. Yeah, he was all over the back of Campbell. That's his first for Pickett. Each team now with 9. And to the free throw line is Campbell once again. No good. Free throws are hard to come by in this game, aren't they? Here is Stacker. Stacker across the line for East, and he lost control of himself, and seems like he was fouled. That's why he lost control of himself, and this one is going to go against Demarion Phillips. KT Britton was the original wearer of the number 10 jersey. He had to scratch him out, and Phillips was wearing number 15. Now he's wearing 10. It's all confusing, folks. Stacker gets that one to snake in.
The lead is 6 as Belleville East's number 10 comes in.
That is Zion Thomas. Back to the free throw line, Braxton Stacker. And he'll hit both. 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 2, 23-16. 7-point lead belongs to the Belleville East Lancers. Here is Campbell. He'll shove it up into the corner, and then a dump off underneath, and finishing up on the play was Tiandre Woodland. And that gets the Generals back to within 5, 23-18, 2:35 left to play here in this first half. Across the line it comes by Demarion Phillips. Phillips will, the other side, Todd. Shot taken by Hamilton. That was Thomas with the pass. And now Stacker comes in the lane. He takes a shot that was a little off balance. And the rebound belongs to the Generals. They bring it up quickly. Here is Smith, and that shot is not going to count. Yeah. And the foul is going to go against Zion Thomas. Each team now with 10, so we're shooting 2 from here on out. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in this second quarter. And here is Kawhi Smith, the 6-foot junior. First one, good. Ryan Stevenson checks back into the game for the Lancers. Ryan Bartley checks back in for the Generals. Smith back at the free throw line, ready for shot number 2. It's on the way, and it falls a little bit short. Rebound belongs to the Lancers and Stacker. Stacker throws the ball on up to Thomas. Thomas dribbles, and into the corner it goes for Pickett. Back to Thomas. Thomas, not a lot of room over there to move. He loses control of the ball, but it finds his teammate, Ryan Stevenson, who then gets fouled as he was in midair.
I think that foul will be on number 5. Yep.
Bartley picks up his first. Each team into the double bonus. To the free throw line, Ryan Stevenson. He's 12 of 14 from the line this year, and he misses the first one. Keeps the score 23-19. And the next one for the 6'3 junior. Good. 24-19, under 2 to go here in this first half. And here is Jaheim Campbell. Campbell tries to take it into the lane. Might have traveled and got away with it. Now a jump shot that's missed by Bartley. And the rebound will be out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Lancers. Next up should be a pretty good one. Lincoln against Triad.
Yeah. It's a game that it's always been. It's 2 teams with fairly similar styles. Both teams that kind of like to take their time, if you will. Have an offensive foul, I believe.
Yeah, going to call it against Hamilton. Tried to push off, and Hamilton comes in. I believe that's his second. Yep. Yeah. Offensive foul will not result in a free throw shooter for Decatur MacArthur. So the Generals will bring it up, and that is Smith. Smith gets it in to Lawson. They kick it back outside now for Bartley. Bartley will slow things down and give it to Campbell. Campbell at the top of the key, dribbles and kicks it out, and a 3-point shot, and that one's nothing but net for Ryan Bartley. Just like that, it's a 2-point game, 1:05 to play here in this first half. Here are the Lancers. Double teamed is Braxton. He gets out of it, dribbles his way into the lane, takes the shot. Again, he gets it to fall right at the last moment.
Good move by Stacker to split the trap and get up and put a decent shot up.
50 seconds left here in this first half. Dribble drive by Smith. He'll kick it out to the outside for Campbell. Campbell in front of the Lancers bench. Back out to Smith.
I think maybe MacArthur might be looking for one shot here, or at least a good look.
There's another 3-point try, and that one's good for Bartley again. Back-to-back 3-pointers by Bartley has brought the Generals back to within 1. 23 seconds to play here in this half. There's a little 3-foot jump shot taken by Stevenson. No good, and a jump ball called on the rebound. Possession stays with the Lancers.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good game so far, you know.
Yeah, once we got rid of all those whistles.
Yeah, once.
They have been a little bit farther and few between. They're trying to get the kid off the bench, man. They grabbing Marquise Cunningham by his jersey and throwing him toward the scorer's bench. He'll take the place of Jaheim Campbell. And the inbound pass comes in, and Lancers are going to play some defense. They turn it over. Into the corner it goes. Another three-point try. That one misses the mark. And the rebound thrown all the way out. And there is Smith. Oh, he gets stuffed. And at the buzzer, nobody can score.
Oh, wait.
Do we have a foul at the buzzer? Yes, we do.
Yes.
That one's going to go against Ryan Stevenson. So with no time left on the clock, DeAndre Woodland will go to the free throw line and shoot all by himself with a chance to tie or take the lead. Nope, that one looked off when it left his hand. He pushed it up there instead of shooting it up there.
No, he's got one more.
Well, chance to tie it before they go into the locker room, and he will. That's the way the first half comes to a close. 26-26 in favor of no one. We will take a break. We'll come back and have first half stats for you, and we'll fill in the first couple of games that have already taken place here. We will do that in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahawk alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Zach Roseman with you. We are at halftime, and before we get to the stats of this game, let's check the scoreboard and find some more games for you. How about some girls basketball action? How about O'Fallon trouncing Freeburg by a final score of 72-26? Other girls action right now, they're in the second quarter. East St. Louis over Nashville by a score of 10-9. Boys basketball action, we have a final for you, or excuse me, that's a girls final. That is Belleville West defeating Mater Dei 60-56. Boys action, Glenwood defeated Belleville West by a score of 52-42. Other boys action, that's from here, so we don't need to give that one again. How about Centralia over Germantown by a score of 74-32. That was actually a yesterday's score. So
Champaign Central beat Cahokia 69-35. That is out at the Centralia Holiday Tournament. And then in the other, you gave the Chatham Belleville West score, and then the other consolation game from that day, Chicago Marist beat Confluence Prep out of St. Louis by a score of 64-60.
64-60. All right, leading scorers in this one, that's a shared responsibility by 3 players. 2 of them for Belleville East. Braxton Stacker and Ethan Brown have 7, as does Kawhi Smith from Decatur MacArthur. So those are your leaders after one half of play. From the free throw line, Decatur MacArthur is 6 of 12 from the charity stripe, while Belleville East went 9 of 14 from the three-point stripe. Decatur MacArthur got a couple of key three-pointers from Ryan Bartley. And those are the only 2 3-pointers they've made out of 7 tries for the Generals, and Belleville East has made 1 out of 4 tries. The Lancers are winning the battle of the boards. They've out-rebounded Decatur MacArthur 24-17. Lancers have turned the ball over 11 times, while MacArthur has turned the ball over 9 times. It was a 15-12 lead, 3-pointer, as Belleville East had the lead 15-12 at the end of one quarter of play, and Decatur MacArthur actually outscoring the Lancers in that second quarter 14-11 to give us our total of 26 for each team, and we are tied after one half of play. That is a look at your halftime stats. Fourth quarter action will be coming your way next on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Do we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahoks Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200. Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business, whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions.
Todd Duke, Zach Roseman back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. We have a 26-26 game here. Something's got to give, and we'll find out as we go along here as the third quarter is about ready to begin. And the Generals of MacArthur High School will have the ball first. They inbound it into the backcourt, and here is Deion Jackson, who will head his way forward here for the Generals. Over here on the wing for Bartley. Now back out to the top of the key for Livingston. Back over onto the far side, now back out front. Once again, this is A.J. Lawson. Lawson almost throws it away. Nice save there by Jackson. And back to Livingston it goes. A little dribble drive, kick it back out front, and at the top of the key, once again, Lawson. Over to this side for Smith. Back out once again for Livingston. Livingston picks up his dribble, bounces a ball that almost didn't make it to Jackson. Jackson dribbles into the corner. Bartley with a three-point try again. That one skips over the rim this time. Nothing doing on the three-point magic from Bartley on that go-round. Lancers bring the ball up. Turnaround shot won't fall. Rebound put back up, still won't fall. This time the rebound belongs to the Generals. They bring it back up court. Shot, no good. And a jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Lancers. Lancers will inbound, and they'll do so to Ethan Brown. Brown bringing the ball up across the timeline. 1 minute gone here in this third quarter. No score yet in quarter number 3. And that might change right there as Ethan Brown sinks a little 6-foot jump shot. And now Lancers get a steal, and back the other way we go. Here once again is Ethan Brown. Brown slows things down a bit. Over into the corner it goes, and a travel by Stacker.
Something that I've noticed that East have been doing a pretty good job with is, MacArthur have been running sort of that 1-2-2 trap for a lot of the game, and East's guards have done a very good job of being able to either pass out or dribble through that trap. It's allowed them to exploit that a little bit, and that's the reason why they're up.
Bartley with another three-point try. No good. Rebound belongs to Eric Wade. And the Lancers look to tack on to their 2-point lead. All the way over on the other side, left all alone was Stevenson. And that's good for 2, and a 4-point lead now for the Lancers. Here are the Generals and Smith. Smith across the way. Wide open was Jackson. He'll launch a 3-point shot. That rattles but won't fall. With the rebound, Lawson. Lawson dribbles it back out to Jackson. Jackson, bounce pass inside, turnaround shot, and getting it to fall was A.J. Lawson. And the first 2 points of the second half finally on the board here for the Generals. 30-28. 2-point lead belongs to the Lancers. They get ready to work the ball up. Here is Ethan Brown. Across this way now to Stevenson. Back on the other side for Pickett. Back to Stevenson. And now on the wing. Well, I tell you what, Braxton Stacker was wide open for a 3. Gave that up to drive it in baseline for a big dunk. 4-point lead now for Belleville East, and the Lancers will get the ball back after the Generals turn it over again.
That's Well, the second of the tournament, and it's just as impressive as Sean Riley's one was in
That's hard
the
to
first
say.
game. Just have to enunciate.
32-28. Yeah, you got to slow down sometimes with the lips and the tongue trying to move in sync. Here is the Lancers with the ball and the lead, trying to add on some more after another Generals turnover. With it is Stacker. He'll launch a three-pointer, and that's good.
It's a 7-point game all of a sudden.
Yeah, just like that. Generals have only generated 2 points so far here, and we're almost halfway through quarter number 3. Here is Bartley with a three. He's going to try it from a different corner, and he'll hit that one to bring his team back to within 4. And Ethan Brown over to this side for Stevenson. Stevenson throws the ball away. Turnover by the Lancers. They'll move it up to Bartley once again. And this time he'll give up the three-point try and give up the ball. Here Lawson now into the corner. Smith, a three-point shot. That wouldn't find the bottom of the net. And the rebound belongs to the Lancers. Lancers bring it up. Here is Thomas. And he cuts through, and he's fouled. And this one is looking like it's going to go against Bartley.
I honestly thought he traveled before the foul.
I did too, but they didn't blow it, so I didn't say anything. Bartley picks up his second. That's the first foul here of the second half.
Much quicker start than the last half. Seemed like refs were whistling everything in.
Not so much right now. Stacker had all day, so he took his time and lined up for that three-point shot. Turned the ball around in his hand, took another half a step back, and then he was ready to go. Nobody came in to challenge him at all.
I don't think MacArthur was honestly expecting him to shoot.
Here is Deion Jackson. Jackson over on the far side for Bartley in front of his own bench. Bartley cuts it into the paint, takes the shot, and gets it to fall. So, despite the fact that the Lancers were on a little bit of a run there, it's only a 5-point game. And now the Lancers turn the ball over and get it right back. Nice job by Brown to keep from going out of bounds as he was teetering over there. Jeff Creek called a timeout. So we'll step aside for just a moment as well. We are back momentarily here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at BlaylockTeam.com or on Facebook at The Blaylock Team.
Well, have you tried Prairie Farms' new snackable cottage cheese cups? Well, if not, they're the perfect size for snacking or dipping. Available in 7 savory flavors like garden veggie or America's only zesty fiesta flavor. Visit prairiefarms.com and enter for a chance to win a free cottage cheese cup to try them out. Again, that is prairiefarms.com. Back here at the 36th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic, Todd Duke and Zach Roseman with you. I am Todd Duke. Zach is on the other microphone and manning the camera duties here for this tournament as Belleville East enjoys a 38-33 lead. And the ball, here is Pickett, takes a shot from just inside the lane, no good. Rebound belongs to the Generals, and then it is knocked out of bounds. They're off of A.J. Lawson. That was a nice job by Pickett. Got a hand on that ball, and instead of throwing it out of bounds himself, he had the wherewithal to smack at the ball and off of the body to create another turnover. Lancers bring the ball up as we approach 3 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Here is Ethan Brown dribbling and driving and getting fouled in the process, and I believe that's Bartley, and I believe that's going to be his third.
That is his third.
That's the team's second. Lancers have not committed a foul here in the second half thus far.
Sort of. Bartley's been kind of a quiet, had a pretty good game. 11 points, I believe 3 3-pointers.
There's Brown. He'll pull up just outside the lane, take the shot, and he'll hit it. Brown extends his team out to 40, a 7-point lead, 40-33. And here is Jaheim Campbell for Decatur MacArthur. Over on the far side, Campbell gets it back. Bartley for another three, and that one falls a little short. Rebound belongs to Stacker. Stacker brings it up, right side of the lane, reverse layup, won't fall, no call on the play. And the rebound belongs to the Generals, and they come up quick fashion. A foul against A.J. Lawson will send him to the line for a possible three-point play.
Foul is on number 5.
Let's pick it. That'll be his second. Yeah, see, I did the same thing there, Mr. Seika.
There we go.
Called the foul on the opposite side. I've done that a few times already. And the free throw is good by Lawson. And just like that, it's a 4-point game once again. Loose ball, and it's still loose, and it's still loose. Now it's finally picked up. MacArthur comes away with it off the glass. Counted for 2 for Campbell, and then a whistle will stop action as we have a timeout call. This one by the Generals. If they've climbed back to within 2, has MacArthur. We will step aside for just a moment. Back after a timeout on the Kahoks Sports Network. The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahoks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Collinsville High School is where we are. Glad that you're with us. Happy holidays. Hope everybody's Christmas was fantastic. And the new year will be here next week. Another turnover by the Lancers. Ball on the ground. Picked up by the Generals. Ball still on the ground. No one really wants it yet. And now a timeout called by Decatur MacArthur as they had a player that clamped onto the ball while they were laying on the ground just to make sure that the ball stayed with them. We'll keep it here for this one. By the time we get through telling everybody we'll be back in a moment, we'll have to be back in shorter than a moment. So, Rayshawn Taylor is in the house, Collinsville superstar. Just saw him walk across the front line of seats here and high-five most of the people on the way down. He's set to have a big tournament.
Set to seen a number of notable individuals. Mentioned to you earlier, I saw former Edwardsville coach Mike Waldo in the building earlier today. I'm sure there's a number of other people here who I guess neither one of us have seen.
Not yet. I would assume that the Redmonds will be here at some point. Bogey is next on the list as Rayshawn is trying to become the all-time leading scorer in Collinsville Kahawk hoops history. Right now he sits in the number 7 spot. Bogey Redmond sits in the number 6 spot. And depending on what kind of a tournament Rayshawn has here, I would imagine it'll be the new year before he passes the Kahawk legend Bogey Redmond.
Doesn't he have somewhere in the neighborhood of like 250 points?
No, he does not. He's into the 130s, I believe.
Oh.
Here is the Generals with the ball. 3-point shot, and that one just tips off the front of the rim, off of the hands of Demarion Phillips. But here is Bartley, who's hit a couple of three-pointers himself. He can't hit a two-pointer there.
Oh.
And then a putback did not fall in for Tiandre Woodland. You know, he would have liked it to because he was fouled at the end of it.
Foul will be called on Jordan Pickett. That's his third.
It is. Taylor begins the day 138 points away from Bogey Redmond.
So,
with 4 games, and if he averages 25 points a game, that'll just give him 100. So that's why I said it would probably be next year before he did it. But never can tell. If he has a couple of those games where he can go off for 40 or 50, it might change everybody's way.
Well, of course, I'm assuming you and I both remember that game against Actually, this Decatur MacArthur team.
Yeah, when he hit all those free throws.
When he
29 for 29. Yeah.
Had, I believe, a career high for him. Even now, 42 points.
Oh, there's a pass that somehow or another makes it into the hands of Brown, and a whistle on the play, and back the other way we will go.
Yeah, I don't travel.
Yep.
I didn't see a signal. But
travel was called. 40-40 is where we are. Boy, I tell you what, we've had some good close games here. The first three of them have, even though the second game doesn't look that way by the end score. But let me tell you what, Granite City gave Mundelein everything they could handle there for a while. Here is a double team, and that ball goes across the line, and a backcourt violation against Jaheim Campbell. Will give the ball back to the Lancers. 1:14 left to play here in quarter number 3. We're knotted at 40. Inbound pass will come in from Stacker. Braxton Stacker does inbound and finds Bryson Ivy. Ivy trying to get it across the line. He does so. A little slingshot pass, and that was a nice move, but unable to finish up was Wade. Gets his rebound twice before he finally puts it back in for 2 points.
He redeemed himself eventually, but
he did.
That was kind of a dollar move for a dime finish, if you will.
Look at you with all the fancy speak.
Of course. There you go.
There we go. Across the line, and now it's Campbell. He'll pull up inside the perimeter, take a shot, won't fall. Rebound. That belongs to Hamilton for the Lancers. They'll get it up onto Stacker's hands. Stacker will drive all the way in. Lane, good for 2. 44-40 as we just broke a 40-all tie. And here are the Generals. Oh, that was a nice attempt at a steal there by Brown. I was surprised that the whistle blew.
So was I. Foul will be on number...
It'll be on Brown. He reached in there and got that ball. I thought he got all ball. Apparently the referees are a lot closer than I am and got a little skin as well, and that will send Damarian Phillips to the free throw line here for the Generals. I think
we had to wait there for a second.
That's the longest free throw I think I've ever had to wait for.
And Belleville East will make a line change as we see Pickett, Thomas, and number 4. That is Marlon Stacker.
Marlon Stacker. Ready for shot number 2 is Phillips. That one takes a little less time to go in, and the Generals are back to within 2. Lancers with the ball, and now the Generals providing some backcourt pressure. Lancers break that, but the ball is loose. Picked up by the Generals, and they settle it down. Slowing down is Campbell. Campbell gets the ball up and now finds Phillips. Back out front for Campbell. Over to this side now for Anderson. Cross-court pass into the corner for 3. No good. That was a little short. Hit the inside of the rim, but getting the rebound right back, and at the buzzer, that counts. That counts, and we are tied again. We were tied at 26 at halftime. We were tied at 40 earlier in this quarter, and we head to quarter number 4, tied once again, 44-44, and we're back with the fourth quarter action in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
Generals will have the ball to begin the fourth quarter after a 18-18 third quarter by both teams. That was after Decatur MacArthur outscored Belleville East 14-11 in that second quarter to force a 26-26 tie at halftime. So this is going to be an interesting finish. Stacked up that way anyway. Inbound pass comes in from Smith into the backcourt for Campbell. We're underway in quarter number 4. Here is Campbell. He'll make his way over here to the left wing and throw it into the corner. Bartley for three, and that one snakes all the way around. Put back, no good. Second attempt will find pay dirt off of the hands of A.J. Lawson. And the Generals have a 2-point lead.
Lawson has 9, I believe, for the Generals.
Up to Stevenson. Stevenson traveled. Stevenson traveled, and everybody was about ready to start complaining that there was no call. The call came in late, though.
A bit of a roar from the MacArthur bench. Seems like they brought a decent crowd.
Not bad.
Making the trip of about 2 hours or so down.
All right, so the Generals have a lead, but they don't have the ball anymore, as that was a nice steal, and that steal by Ethan Brown turns into 2 points, and we're tied once again. Generals bring it up. With the ball is Campbell, and
a foul.
Foul is going to go against Brown.
That's his 4th, I believe. Yes, it is.
We had a total of 3 overtime games in last year's tournament. East Rockford defeated East St. Louis 69-63 in Game 10. Game 16 saw Granite City defeat these Generals by a score of 66-62, and then the other team from Decatur, Eisenhower High School, took Madison to overtime and won 85-79. There's a shot that won't fall, and the rebound belongs to the Lancers. Belleville East brings it back up. Braxton Stacker across the line. 6:45 to play here in this fourth period. That was a nice little move there. End result was Ryan Stevenson with 2 points. And it's 48-46, Lancers with the 2-point lead. And almost another steal by the Lancers. That was a nice move by Eric Wade. He started the baseline and then flung a pass out into the paint. That was turned into points. Inbound pass comes into the backcourt. Generals bring it up. Smith kicks it into the corner for Bartley for 3. That one falls a little short. Rebound belongs to the Lancers, and here comes Braxton. Stacker. Braxton Stacker. Shot, no good. Rebound. Generals, and a travel. A.J. Lawson got a hold of the ball, but then trying to figure out what to do with it. Took too many steps before he figured out what to do with it. 6:06 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Inbound pass comes into Braxton Stacker. Stacker back at the midcourt stripe. Will hand the ball off to Pickett. He'll cut through the lane, take a shot, and that one snakes in to make it a 4-point advantage once again for the Lancers. Generals with the ball. Smith almost lost his footing and the ball, but gathered back both of them. Here is Woodland back into Smith. Smith in the left-hand corner. Dribbles his way into the paint, takes the shot, but that's why that ball never made it to the basket, because he was pushed from behind, and that changed the trajectory of the basket, or the ball, if you will.
Fouls on Stevenson. That is his 2nd.
Team's 5th. This time it is the Generals not committing very many fouls. They've only committed 2 here in the second half. And a give and go off of the inbound pass with A.J. Lawson in midair. And Lawson gets his team back to within 2.
Not to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Not too dissimilar, that inbound play there, from play that Collinsville has run in the past. This year they've run it to Nate Hall quite a few times.
Yeah, last year was Marshall Harrison. C.J. Hamilton in for the Z.J. Hamilton, in for the Lancers, as is Bryson Ivy. Back over here to Bartley. He's hit a couple of key three-pointers, but he's been a little cold from three-point land since then. There's a cut into the perimeter and a little fadeaway jumper for Smith, and we're tied again at 50. What is this, like the 5th or 6th time we've been tied?
Something like that.
Here is Bryson Ivy. And a double-team trap over there of Hamilton, and
Timeout?
Timeout called.
Ooh, all right.
Timeout called by the Lancers. We will step aside as well. We are back in uno momento here on the Kahoks Sports Network. (50-50) is our score. 4:53 left to play here in this fourth quarter. I'm Todd Duke, and Zach Roseman is the other voice that you hear every once in a while. Got a good one going on here. 50-50. Not talking about the 50-50 drawing. Inbound pass comes in for the Lancers. Here is Braxton Stacker. Stacker with a one-hand pass to Ivy. Into the corner it goes for Pickett. Back out to Ivy. Across the way for Stacker. Back to Ivy. Bluffs it over to Pickett, and oh boy, taken down by Tiandre Woodland.
That kind of
was Bryson Ivy, and Ivy will go to the line for 3, I believe.
Yeah, kind of got went up for the shot and just sort of got hooked his arm.
And we do have 3 free throws coming up here for Bryson Ivy, who will make his first trip to the charity stripe for this game. And he comes in having hit 12 of 22 previous this year, and he hits the first one. That breaks the 50-50 tie. Next shot misses. One more. One more shot for the 6'1" junior, Bryson Ivy. And he'll hit that one, so he gets 2 of the 3. Makes it 52-50.
Amazing. Those were his first 2 points.
It was, yeah. Here's Smith. Smith bounces the ball to Bartley. Bartley over here on the left wing and into the corner back to Smith. Smith takes it from the wing over to the other side. Now Bartley in the opposite corner. Can't hit the three-pointer from there either. And the rebound belongs to the Lancers, but they throw the ball away. Here is Smith, cuts through the lane, and no good because a foul is going to be called against the Lancers.
That will be on that'll be
Stacker.
That's his second.
6th team foul for them. Inbound pass comes in. Strong move there, but
blocked.
Nothing to do by Lawson. Yeah, he was blocked, and now Lancers get the ball, and here is Ivy with a shot. He can't get it to fall, and a blocking foul will send him to the line for 2. This one looks like it's going to go against Woodland, maybe. Yep.
It's his second.
Only their 4th as a team, though. So they've got some fouls to play with if they need to a little bit later on. Right now, Bryson Ivy back at the free throw line. Just got 2 points from there out of 3 shots a minute ago and can't get this second one to fall.
That is Zion. No, that is
Ethan Brown. Checks back into the game. I like those Prairie Farm logos down there on the floor they got this year.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. I think I saw something online of them putting those in yesterday, I believe.
Yeah. And nothing doing that round for Bryson Ivy, so he couldn't help his teammates out. They still have a 2-point lead to the Lancers. Generals have the ball. Here is Jackson, and a foul away from the play. This one is going to go against Ryan Stevenson. No, they're going to call it the other way. DeAndre Woodland again. Back-to-back fouls on Woodland.
Yeah, sort of went to go for a screen and gave a little bit of a shove. Doesn't particularly like the call, but I think it's fair.
Inbound pass comes in. And here is Ethan Brown across the way. He gives it up to Hamilton. Over to Stacker. Stacker throws it up to no one. So coming in is Smith. He'll take the steal and try to turn it into 2 points, and he can't. And it's knocked out of bounds by the Generals, so the Lancers will get the ball back despite the fact that they turned that ball over. They'll have another chance.
Coach Ingram trying to rally the troops a little bit here. Still very much in this game.
Pickett. Well, all the way out front, another steal and a step out of bounds. No, a travel by Smith.
I don't think he took enough steps, but
I thought he stepped out of bounds. They say it's a travel.
It was definitely close.
Ball comes into the backcourt for Stacker. Stacker, whoa, gets pushed off the ball, yeah. Wow. They're going to say Stacker was the last one to touch it, and I thought for a minute there that Keandre Woodland gave Stacker a little bit too much of a shove from behind and was going to get called for his third successive foul.
I think they kind of did give him a little bit of a shove, but the refs let it go.
Yeah.
And Stacker wasn't expecting it and lost the ball.
There is Deion Jackson. Jackson for the Generals, not General Jackson. That ball was saved, but it was saved to the wrong team. Almost turned over anyway, but here is Ethan Brown. He'll slow things down, let his teammates catch up, and he'll take it into the perimeter himself. Off the glass, can't get it to go. Rebound put back up and in by Eric Wade, and it's a 4-point lead for the Lancers. Pass all the way down, kick it back out for Brantley. Pulls up into the perimeter, takes the shot, rolls across the rim. Brantley can't find a bucket right now after he was hitting some three-pointers earlier in the game. Here is Stacker. Stacker gets fouled, but no call. And now the ball on the ground, popped up into the air, and now a call against Eric Wade.
And so he will shoot, I believe. That's the 7th team foul.
It's a 1-and-1, yeah, guys. You gotta.
There we go.
Yeah. Referee over here at the far end of the, or nearest us, had to tell the guy at the far end, hey, it's 1-and-1 time.
So
back at the line, Coy Smith.
He has 11 points, I believe, if I'm reading the board correctly.
Yes.
And
make it 12.
Now he has his number.
Brings his team back to within 3. 54-51, 2:32 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Smith ready again. Can't get that one to fall. Rebound is tipped up a couple of times before Wade finally comes down with it. Jump ball called and possession arrow in favor of the Lancers.
Good effort, though. Timeout, MacArthur.
So another timeout on the floor. We will step aside as well. We're back in, maybe 30 seconds or so here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Well, it's time to celebrate the season with family, friends, and fun. You can enter the Prairie Farms Party On, Give On sweepstakes now through the end of the year. It is a chance to win a dairy-filled prize package and a grand prize of $100 in Prairie Farm gift coupons and a $100 Visa or MasterCard card. For more information, you can visit prairiefarms.com/partyon and enter today. Again, that is prairiefarms.com. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, and another turnover will go the other way. And the Generals will have a chance to catch up as they trail by 3. 54-51 is our score. Lancers have the lead. Generals have the ball underneath of their own basket. The inbound pass will come in from Smith. Smith. Oh, there's another one of those moves. This one didn't work, though, as the ball got stuck on the back part of the iron, but it didn't matter. Smith put it back on the rebound effort. It's a 1-point game once again. Lancers bring it up. Here is Ivy. Comes in. Can't get the roll. Rebound belonged to Wade for a moment, but there's a foul on the floor.
There's a lot of play very intense defense. That's a foul on Campbell.
Jaheim Campbell picks up his third, his team's sixth. Inbound pass comes in. 3-point shot from Wade. That one's too far. And the rebound belongs to the Generals. MacArthur down by 1. They bring the ball up across the timeline. Here is Woodland. Woodland gives the ball up now to Campbell. Back to Woodland. Here in this left-hand corner. Baseline pass. And back it goes. And a give and no look. And, oh, that's a nice defensive play there by the Lancers. And it's going to turn into nothing. Oh, man. That was 3 tries there as Braxton Stacker finally got enough handle on that ball to give himself some points. And now Smith for the Generals is going to be called for a foul.
No, that is it's Lawson. He drove the lane and got shoved. And they will call it on Jordan Pickett.
Yeah,
that's
they're
his
going to call
fourth.
it on Pickett. 90 seconds left here in this one. Maybe. 56-53, 3-point lead for Belleville East, but at the free throw line, A.J. Lawson. Lawson hits his first one. He'll stay for a bonus. Lawson now with 14 points in this game. Referee now talking to both Stacker and Smith. And now we're going to have a
substitute come in for Lawson.
Well, they're not going to let him come in yet.
I think he's coming in for Lawson.
Okay. And no good on that one, so we'll have to wait a little longer on that. Oh, wow.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's going to go against Smith.
Didn't look like he really touched him much at all, but at any rate, and the Lancers are now in the bonus. So I think Eric Wade will be shooting 3 throws.
Coy Smith, his first personal foul, 7th team foul to the free throw line will be Eric Wade. Wade on the year, 58.1% free throw shooter. And he will not get a bonus because the first one didn't fall, and out of bounds the ball goes. Stays in the hands of the Lancers, who have a 2-point lead with 1 minute, 24 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter.
Oh, wow.
Who did?
Apparently Eric Wade has
21 rebounds, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I didn't think he was in playing that much.
All right.
Well,
That's good for Mr. Wade, and congratulations to him.
yeah. I own individual records. Most rebounds, 20. John Reinecker of Triad versus Decatur MacArthur in 2004.
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
Look at it, right on the bottom of that. Most steals belongs to Conzo Martin of East St. Louis with 8 in a game.
Yeah, that's a record I could see falling as well if you could see.
You get Kwan Smith in on that deal.
Yeah, I think his steal numbers have been a little down this year, but
They have, but that's because of the competition as well, man. O'Fallon didn't give you much of a chance to steal, neither did East St. Louis.
Morgan Park did not. He kind of had an off game against Morgan Park, but likes of Nate Hall and Keatrine Jones having a resurgent game were able to let the Kahoks win by the skin of their teeth. That was a very fun game to watch.
1 minute, 24 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter. 56-54, Belleville East with the lead and the ball. They get it out here to Bryson Ivy. Ivy dribbles his way to the right wing where he'll hand the ball off to Ethan Brown. Brown, top of the key. Almost stuttered step there for a moment. Gives it back to Stacker. Braxton Stacker, he'll be fouled by Bartley. as Bartley went with a little bit of a reach in and just got too much of Stacker's body, and
That's 4 on number 5.
well, Bartley picks up number 4. Each team with 8 fouls now. And to the free throw line, Braxton Stacker. 2-point lead, so he wants to try to make both to make it a 2-possession game. He makes the first one. That makes it a 3-point game. With 1:06 left to play here in this fourth quarter. And he makes both. Turns it into a 2-possession game. Generals have some work to do. They bring the ball up court. Here is Woodland. Woodland across the timeline will bounce the ball into the hands of Campbell. Back to Woodland. Woodland drives in the perimeter. No room to move there, so he brings it back out. Now he cuts back in, and he is fouled, and that one is most likely going to go against Braxton Stacker. And it will.
That's his 3rd or 4th?
Third. Team 9th. So to the free throw line is Keandre Woodland, and this is when you need to hit your free throws if you're the Generals. Woodland can't hit the first one, excuse me.
And
Woodland was 1 of 2 in the first half. Now trying to get his team 1 point closer. And he can't on either one of those. And the rebound belongs to Eric Wade. That's now 22.
There's a foul on somebody.
Here we are with the whistles again.
20?
Not sure. 12. That's Smith. Quay Smith picks up his second. Now each team with 9. And Eric Wade at the free throw line.
Has he scored? Has he not scored, or does he have 10?
10.
Oh.
I know, it's hard to see from this angle.
That's
Good on the first one. That makes it a 3-point game once again. A 5-point game.
That's 11 points to go on with his 22 rebounds.
Yeah, get a little double-double.
Yeah.
And set a record. Not a bad day's work, huh?
No, not at all.
6-point lead now for the Lancers, and the Generals are running out of time. 45 seconds left. Into the corner it goes for Bartley. Kicks it out front, and now a turnover there on a nice steal by Ethan Brown. Brown comes in, takes care of it himself, and the Lancers will be off and running, and they'll make it to the next round after that one.
That will probably ice
3-point try by Smith. That rattles home. Hold on just a moment. 20 seconds left. 62-57. Here is Wade. Bounces underneath but turns it over. So here is an opportunity for the Generals, but they're going to have to hit this basket here. And a 3-point try coming off the glass. Won't fall. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And the Generals will keep it with 6.4 seconds left, but trailing by 5 are the Generals.
It's unlikely. In an inbound 3, very. Hopefully,
yeah,
you pretty much need a steal.
Yeah, you need a quick bucket and a steal. Here's a 3-point try. That one misses, and that is going to end up doing it. Stacker will get fouled by Jaheim Campbell with 1.1 second left, and that all but seals the deal there. Doesn't even matter what Braxton Stacker does at the free throw line. Campbell's 4th.
So that will, well, Stacker could, if he makes them both, pick up 23. I don't think
could.
Yeah, I didn't think he had that many points.
Stacker
had a very good game.
In the first half, went 5 of 6 from the free throw line and hits this one here. Again, no post-game shows during tournament time. Not enough turnaround time to interview coaches and spill out stats and stuff before we have to get on for the next game, as the next one misses. And that is going to do it. 63-57. The Lancers lead, and they will move on and take on the winner of the next game between Lincoln and Triad. And that game will come your way next on the Kahoks Sports Network.